And we made it. Welcome back to the Flannel Panel, everybody. It's been a minute. It's just the two of us today, Troy.
Yeah, you've got the two good ones.
The two. Well, I wouldn't know about that. The two good ones.
You can say that when nobody else is here.
I think so. Yeah, we got the rest of the team is a bit busy today, so it's just gonna be us. Jason's at work, and Ty and Corey have got some stuff going on, so they're keeping busy. And Troy's got some tales from the train. Is that
We
right?
had a wild trip to Kentucky last week. Yeah,
A wild trip to Kentucky sounds fantastic.
yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go right into it, or
No. We
okay,
gotta
good.
ride this wave for a bit.
Yeah, I need a drink first.
Yeah, last time we did the solo was one of the funnest flannel panels I've had. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I can't remember how it came about, but I just remember saying like I was almost too drunk to talk, and I'm like, I just wish I was a little less drunk. But yeah, I
It was
remember.
it was fantastic. So
Yeah,
if you haven't had a drink, do so now. Because Whiskey Wednesdays and Teeze go hand in hand.
yeah. Love me some Wednesdays.
Well, yeah. Speaking of the Ohio boys, Dave Gilmore. Good evening, fellas.
Oh yeah, Dave
And
was spreading the legend in Kentucky too. He was,
spreading the legend. I'm
you
not
know
sure if
how.
that's a jump clap or if that's
No,
yeah.
he just drinks a lot and
That man is impressive.
he
I'll
cuts a
say
wide
that.
path. Yeah,
He is impressive. He knows how to have a good time.
for sure.
And he's not usually on, so it's a pleasure to see his name pop up there. He's an early riser, right? So
He is an early riser. Yeah,
all
so
right.
but yeah, because it was actually like a surprise little birthday trip for.
Mhm.
That's how it started. Actually, it was. By the time we ended up we started planning it around Dave's birthday, but couldn't go for a couple months. So by the time we actually went, it was closer to Patty's birthday. But yeah, so it was kind of a nice little.
Oh, and this is the train, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's hear about it.
Well, the whole Dave's girlfriend Sue, it was kind of her. She put it all together. I don't know how she found the train, or I don't know if it was a Pinterest thing or whatever, but she pitched us to the group a while ago, and it's called my old Kentucky dinner train. It runs out of downtown Bardstown, or right in Bardstown.
Nice.
Yeah, there's Jason. But
Jason's here.
so we had these tickets, and there's a dress code, and you're supposed to dress. Just it wasn't very dressy, but you're supposed to wear nice clothes.
Did you wear a
So
flannel?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to go to Kentucky and have to put, price. Like, well, you can wear a jacket. I'm like, I don't want to wear a jacket. So we're researching all the while trying to keep it from Dave because he doesn't know that's what we're going to Kentucky for. But so the whole thing was the girls were planning this trip like it was a girls' trip. We're just going to Kentucky. We're gonna go to I can't remember where we said we are going, Dave. If you remember, we're gonna go see some like a botanical garden that was
Okay.
doing a whiskey tasting, kind of like. And like JJ and I are acting like we're mad, like, oh, we don't want to go to a botanical garden, and
That's
we're just
funny.
trying to, yeah. So, but anyway, we went Friday. We stayed at the Galt House for 2 nights, and the Galt House was busy. But
Yeah, I heard busy in a lot of ways.
yeah, we were actually over in the other wing this time.
Hmm.
First time I stayed over there, but stayed there for 2 nights. So, but I don't even know where to start. But Friday on the way to the hotel, Dave knew of a bar he wanted to stop at in. I didn't know the name of the town. It's right where New Riff's at, right there by Cincinnati. Right as soon as you get into Kentucky,
Okay.
Newport, or I'm not sure if that's, but called Revival Vintage Spirit. It's kind of like a Justin's House of Bourbon type of thing, only smaller scale. And
Gotcha.
it was just one dude in a bar there, but he had all kind of stuff in there. So we stopped in there, and I don't know if you saw pictures, but I had 3 pours in there.
Covington, he says.
Oh, Covington.
Yeah.
There's so it's I think it's one town, but there's like 3 little towns there that.
Gotcha.
So yeah. So the reason we stopped is they were advertising they opened up a 1979, and it was a decanter. It was a Stitzel-Weller 7-year-old,
Oh wow.
whatever it was. So yeah, we stopped. That was what drew us in there. So we had one of those, and then we got it was a 1983 Old Crow, which he said was National Distillers, which
Okay.
yeah, And
Like
Casey said,
old granddad and all that. Yeah.
yeah. So Casey had commented that he really likes that stuff. And then they had a rare breed. It was a 1994, which isn't as old, but I'm a big rare breed fan, so I had one of those.
When did rare breed start? Do you know? I think it was wasn't it around then?
Oh, could be. I
don't think it was that old, or maybe I'm completely wrong. But so that's a vintage rare breed though, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was really good. And it's funny because JJ and I laughed because Dave was like the last of the three of us to get into bourbon, but he finds all these bars and
Cool
I don't know. He knows all the spots, he's got all the connections and stuff. But so that was really good.
Well, speaking of Dave and where you were with that first bar, I'm gonna pour myself some of this.
Oh,
this
great.
is the Maverick. The Maverick. I haven't had too much of it. What's that?
I'm gonna wait till after the show. But I need to talk to you about maybe delivering those other Mavericks.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
I'm gonna be up your way a little bit here next month.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah,
we'll pour some Maverick in one of my favorite glasses, the Kenzie, the podcast glass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, remember this Patreon swag?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got going on?
I got a Patreon or a podcast bottle too. This is Jack Daniel's Rye. This is that big Rybowski. We got this.
Cool.
Maybe it was the year you weren't able to come. It was maybe
batch three. Batch 3, I think, with Don.
Yeah, it's a Fairview pick. But anyway, I've had it open for a couple of years. I figure I better work on it.
That is a good one, Dave. It's fantastic, and my screen just went weird. Oh, I got a new computer and it does weird things. There we go. We're back. So you went to this nice tasting bar.
That Friday did the nice tasting, and I always make a joke because whenever we travel as a group, we do a lot of little weekend trips, but we're the slowest travelers. So this is like a 4-hour drive from our house to the Galt house, and it takes us like 8 hours to get there. We stop for dinner and we stop for tastings, and
I mean that's the way to do it, though, isn't it?
Outlet Mall, yeah. Buying Patty presents on the way down for her birthday, yeah. So it's just another one of those trips. So we got to the hotel about 11, but the next morning, we didn't have to. Still a secret, but we didn't have to be to the train till 5. So Sue made some plans for Saturday morning. So we got up. She kept saying we're going to go to Nulu, which in my mind, I was thinking she's talking about like the distillery. We're going to go see the Nulu. I don't know much about it, but no, it's actually the part of town. Which
that's funny.
Yeah. So we're just going to that section. So we went to a coffee shop for.
Jason saying, "Maverick, permission to buzz the tower, baby." I love it.
So yeah, we went to a coffee shop for coffee.
Nulu's a town?
No, it's just like a neighborhood of
like a borough or something kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old part where they're trying to fix it back up, and it's.
I see.
A lot of hipster doofuses type of people. You know what I mean?
I get you.
I fit in there like it's not my scene. But anyway,
I mean, you don't have a beard
or a man bun
bun beard. You do have the flannel on though. That's a check mark in the list. Yeah.
So I'm trying to blend in, but it's not. I don't camouflage myself very well. But so we go for coffee, and the highlight of the coffee bar was. I shouldn't even tell the story. There was a young lady serving coffee, and it wasn't just me that noticed, even our wives. But the girl was wearing a tank top with no bra, so that was the highlight of coffee.
Gotcha.
It was, I had to stay there for 15 minutes waiting for my coffee.
Or the highlights of the coffee.
Yeah, high beams.
Gotcha.
But
so, what kind of coffee was it? Was it a fancy coffee or?
I got one of those. Yeah, it was no good. It was some sort of latte with.
It was no good.
No, it was very good, but I mean, bad for me. It's like an indulgence type of thing. But
that's not. Do you like those fancy like creamy coffee stuff?
I do, which is like for my whole life I've just drank black coffee because I figure I've got enough vices I can
Sure.
But yeah, I've lately just discovered like iced coffees and things like that. So it's I love those
frappuccino stuff and all that. Yeah. Stuff. So what would be your go-to fancy bougie coffee in Jason's terms?
Oh geez. See, and then and I don't know all the terms like Starbucks terms. My daughter gets me stuff from there all the time, but I don't know. But I just get some sort of I don't like just like I mean they get all kind of flavors, but just like a caramel iced latte, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Nothing too fancy.
Nice. I
But
wouldn't have pegged you for that at all.
no,
Yeah.
it's almost like drinking a milkshake or
It's a
something.
treat. It's a dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Dave's got a special pour going on. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Oh, Ohio Liquors Private Barrel. Is that what that is? Oh,
Ye-
yeah. Okay.
Yep. He just found out last week, and
Oh, nice.
Ohio's doing a another raffle. They're raffling off some Blanton's Gold bottles, so you actually have to go to participating stores and get tickets.
Oh, cool.
And then those stores also had some cool releases, so we found that barrel proof.
Man, ECBP is one of my favorites. Jason actually sent me up one years ago, and I've been savoring that bottle. I just every time somebody comes by that's a whiskey guy, we pour a half shot, and it's just my favorite pour. Everybody's favorite pour up here, and it was just a regular release that Jason sent up, but it's been hitting. So,
Oh yeah.
we don't see them at all up here, and if
Oh,
we do, it's like $200 a bottle, and just So
one of my goals was to swing by. They have that Evan Williams bourbon experience there in Louisville. And
yeah,
we were too busy; we didn't make it in. But they usually have the barrel proofs in the gift shop there. But I have the A batch from this year, but I was hoping they'd have B. But
cool. Do you get a lot of them where you're at?
I usually get one or two a year.
Oh,
Eric Greenway is really good. He watches for him, and
yeah, he does.
from him.
Cool.
All right, so after coffee, we I had no idea what the plan was for us today, but the girls said, "All right, we're going to go shop, and you guys will see you later." So they left us unsupervised. So just so happened, Dave knew of a liquor store within a half a block, so we walked down there, and this was like the nicest liquor store I've ever been in.
No
It was
way.
called Evergreen Liquors, and actually, it was on an episode of Chad and Sarah. They do some episodes where they go bourbon hunting in different cities. They do Lexington and Bardstown.
Oh,
They
cool.
did a Louisville one, and they were in this store, and they actually ran into Ryan. Well, he was probably planning to be there, but they act like they ran into Ryan Cecil, who is from Bourbon Pursuit.
Okay.
Does the they have their own bourbon line now too.
The Bourbon Pursuit line or something, the Pursuit
Yeah.
series or whatever.
So he was kind of showing around the store, but anyway, when we were in there looking around, I'm like, well, this is the store from that episode, so I recognized it. But they had a lot of cool bottles, and they had what we really liked was. I was telling the story a little bit last night on Town Hall, and I don't think I explained it well. They had a tasting bar. It wasn't like Fairview or Turok where you can try the barrel picks for free. This was like a marble top bar, and they give you sit down at a stool and they give you a glass of water, and there's fancy. They have King of Kentucky's and
Oh wow! So like a legit bar, you
can pay and they give you a menu and
for
cool. For like pours. You want to. They had all the BTAC stuff and
cool.
So I think most of the BTACs are $50, so I didn't want to do that. But
if you really wanted to try one, that's not bad.
Yeah, I figure I could have because I ended up spending more than that anyway by the time I tried 3 different things or whatever.
Yeah.
But so JJ and Dave and I bellied up there and kind of lost track of how many we tried. I don't know if it was 3 or 4. I think like JJ had 1 or 2, I had 2 or 3, and Dave had 4 or 5. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just kind of slide scale.
Yeah. Blazing that trail. Dave knows how to do it.
Yeah. So we're sitting there probably for at least an hour, and there's like 3 or 4 guys sitting on beside us at the bar, and I think they were local.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how it came up. We were chit-chatting and whatever, and somehow egg salad sandwiches came up. I told the story last night.
Yeah, I know this story, I think.
Okay.
I think I know where this is going.
So it's like I don't know how the conversation started. It's like I jumped in the middle, but somebody started talking about egg salad sandwiches, and Dave or JJ mentioned that wasn't really our favorite thing. And one of those guys said, well, you should go to Willett. Yeah. They've got the best egg salad sandwiches. And we said, well, that's the problem. We were at Willett, and we don't care to ever go back. It's not our kind of place. And they're like, oh, you guys got to be from out of town. Those are delicious. And I'm like, well,
they're delicious, but it's
not good, but
type of place.
We just gotta find anything to eat. And egg salad is the only thing on the menu we recognize. I ended up ordering something made out of chickpeas because I didn't know, But
It makes
So
sense with
they're
that
getting,
coffee shop you went to. Similar vibe, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was the
Yep.
same feeling. That coffee shop gave me the same feeling as Willet.
Yeah.
But
Like, give me a ham sandwich.
and these guys are starting to get, I think we're getting legitimately agitated. And they're like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Those are delicious." I said, "First of all, eggs aren't even that color. That's not a natural color for
You,
eggs."
I remember that, like fluorescent yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said, and the guy's like, "Oh no," he says, "they sprinkle something on top that makes them that color." I said, "Yeah, they sprinkle pretentiousness on top of it." And that was pretty much the end of the conversation. But they like, "Yeah, you guys must be from New Jersey or something." I don't know.
Oh,
But
that's funny.
so yeah, we ended up paying our tab and leaving. But
I feel like that might have to be a T-shirt. Sprinkle pretentiousness on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty good. And then we went to lunch and back to the hotel. We ate lunch at that sidebar where we ate with I told you we were going to go to batch
Mhm.
4 with the whole gang, and that was still good. So anyway, so the train. So now we're back to the hotel. We get cleaned up. We're going to Barstown for the train ride, and it's still a surprise to Dave. And we drive down there and we pull in the parking lot, and the train sitting. It's like a depot, and the train
Okay.
sitting there. The depot looks nice; it's all painted up. But the train is just kind of it's kind of like a faded out silver train. Train, the passenger cars are just it look like they're past their prime. I'm like, yeah. And I
Okay.
was skeptical anyway because you know how hard it is to buy a good present for like a bourbon
Sure. Yeah.
guy, or even buy a bottle for somebody like it's hard to.
Yep.
So I'm thinking this is gonna be weenie. It's got. Um, I had no idea. So anyway, we go into the depot and you have reservations. They give us our tickets, and there's a gift shop and a bar in there. So we got drinks, and I got a double wild turkey. There's a wild turkey 101.
Okay.
I think it was $15.
For a double wild turkey.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it came out in like a juice glass. It must have been 5, maybe 6 ounces of wild turkey. So I drank that, and I'm in a good mood getting on the train. And so they finally call us aboard, and we get on the train. And the inside of the train car is just beautiful. It's all ornate and
Oh,
brass
cool.
lanterns and red, like, I don't know, velvet
Velour kind
wall.
of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really nice. And the tables were good. They're 4 at a table. So Patty and I and Dave and Sue were at a table, and JJ and Leanne were across the aisle from us. And then there's a bar on the train. You can order more drinks. So Patty got stuff. I didn't drink anymore on the train because there's also a tasting involved with the train. But anyway,
Cool.
so nice drinks, and the train starts, and they have tastings on board. It was like a bourbon train, but
Sure.
I think it must switch distilleries, but this trip was Heaven Hill. It was like
Oh, sweet.
so they had every I think there's 3 cars of passengers, and every car had a rep that kind of curated the tasting, and it
Oh,
was all
neat.
decent stuff. Um,
What was
when we
on it
said
then? Do you remember?
Yeah, when we sat down, they had it was like a lemonade cocktail with larceny, and it was like a
Oh, cool.
strawberry lemonade, which was
That
good.
I bet that'd be delicious.
I mean, it just yeah, and then the rest of them they brought out one at a time. They gave us Evan Williams Bottle and Bond,
Okay.
and then Elijah Craig, and then Henry McKenna.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, nothing great, but I drink all those. And what was nice is the girls don't like bourbon, so we're drinking ours and the girl, so we're getting doubles of
Mhm.
everything. So on top of those 6 ounces of wild turkey, it was pretty good. And in the train, it wasn't going real fast, and there was lots of cool things. It was like a little line from Bardstown to basically Jim Beam. So
Okay.
there was lots of cool things. Went through first as soon as you take off, you're seeing a bunch of Heaven Hill like brick houses and stuff.
Mhm.
And then I think you saw there's some Four Roses brick houses. What else? There's something. There was like a trestle, like a big wooden bridge that you went across. It was like 60 feet up. It was pretty cool.
Oh,
You
neat.
you can't see it from inside. You can't see the bridge. You just see you're up off the ground. But it's pretty cool.
Neat.
And some sort of house that they said was a Jesse and Frank James safe house. I don't know if that's true or not, but So there, anyway, there's lots of cool things to say. And then the train actually stops and then reverses and comes back. Where it stops is right in the middle of Jim Beam's distillery.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it was. I mean, so it just kept.
That Jim Beam is a common spot for you guys, isn't it? You guys always went there or started
Well,
going there. It
that
seems
was
to
what
hit that Ohio guys like crew.
it
Yeah.
seems to be. Yeah, that was the first one I ever went to,
Yeah, that's great.
and then we've stopped there a couple times, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I was very skeptical starting out, and it just kept exceeding expectations. And then on the way back, they served dinner, and we had ordered dinner 2 months ahead of time. There's a menu, and I forgot what we picked, but
Yeah.
Dave and I had each picked prime rib, and this was like a 20-ounce slab of beautiful prime rib and a big baked potato.
Slab. My goodness.
Oh yeah, I mean it was just, and it's. I was talking to one of the waitresses, and they cook it all on the train. There's a kitchen train, car.
No way.
Yeah, so I mean, it was. I would totally recommend it. I mean, I think it was fairly expensive. I don't know what the tickets were, but
Sure.
well,
a 20-ounce slab of prime rib sounds like it'd be
yeah,
a decent price.
So I would totally recommend it. But yeah, and then back to the station, and off we went. But then we stopped at the liquor store in Barstown, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was pretty much the weekend. But I feel bad for even doubting and I was.
I'm right there.
Kept saying this is so nice,
Right there with you. I always go in with like the worst expectations. I'm like, like whatever, this is gonna suck, and then you're like, oh, this is amazing. So, yeah, it makes it that much better sometimes.
It was funny because Dave even, he didn't have any idea what we're doing. We pull in the park a lot.
Yeah,
He's like, oh, I never ate on a train before. Like he didn't know. He didn't even know we were going on a ride. He just thought we'd just sit in the car and eat. I don't know. It was, he was.
And how was his reaction? Was it happy? Did he love it?
I think we were both. He was.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Awesome. And you were tuned up pretty good.
Yeah. The whole weekend's kind of a blur, but you know how it is.
So I've been super busy, and we have a text thread with a bunch of people, and I get caught up every once in a while. But the one common theme is Troy drinking a fair bit lately. So every time I'm like, I look back and I'm like, oh, Troy's got a whiskey pick, and then Troy's like, I'm drunk, and I get a lot of these.
I gotta quit doing that. I gotta quit telling everybody what
I love drinking. It. It's great. It's so much fun. It makes me feel happy.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of little, whiskey Wednesdays and
enjoying it. Yeah,
the holiday weekend getting together and stuff. So it's been a lot of.
Well, that trip was phenomenal. Even from the pictures you were throwing up in that thread, I caught them a little later, and I was like, that looks fantastic. So
yeah,
great stuff. Yeah,
I'm trying to think of what else happened at the hotel, but yeah.
Oh, you had cops or something.
Wasn't
there like
a
big issue or?
Yeah, after we got back from the train and stuff, there's actually talk of going like to Merle's Whiskey Kitchen. There was live music or something, but I think we were all pretty much beat. So we stayed in the room and we're drinking. And at one point we look out the window and there's fireworks. We go, look at the fireworks. And right then see a couple police cars going like over a bridge and taking off, and then another police car, pretty soon it's like 16. We were counting 16 police cars all going the same direction. And here there's like 2 or 3 shootings in the same neighborhood in the same, like within like a 15 or 20 minute time frame.
Coffee shop or something.
I hope it was a coffee shop.
That's crazy. Dave says the train was really amazing. Great weekend with even better friends. And that's fantastic, Dave. Happy very belated birthday. And I'm glad you got to do that. That's such a cool experience. And Jason threw up what he's drinking tonight. I'm drinking the fine limited edition, highly rated apricot strawberry Red Bull small batch. Cheers, bitches. Yeah, I don't know about that one, but
that must be in the commissary at work.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I think that's what keeps him up all night, right?
Yeah, something to have to do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he's hanging out with us.
Yeah, he was hanging out a little bit last night on the town hall even.
Yeah. We haven't seen him too much because he's been traveling the world so much, doing all this fancy trips and stuff. So he was on after the Scotland trip. Yeah, and we'll have to get all together soon for this whiskey draft, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
our plan. Yeah.
we gotta figure that out. Last year we did the whiskey draft and it was a blast. So I think we're gonna do that again. We need to pick some categories and have it a little mapped out a little better so we can do that and maybe do that giveaway again. We could do
Oh yeah.
a giveaway if you know, somebody does a better team than we do. We'll see how it goes. That'll be fun. Whiskey team than we do. Yeah. What's going on this week? Any big plans for the weekend?
Well, no. I've been on my own again this weekend. Patty has been up at Bowling Green with Allie. Allie, just graduated and is getting ready to do an internship and is switching apartments. So they were moving her around this weekend, and so I've been. So like last night was totally unsupervised with no sandwiches.
Yeah, Dave's saying I think Troy is unsupervised for a few days. I need to check in on him. I think that would be wise because
Yeah.
I did see you just got the Blackstone out and the patio all primed. Is that what
I got it all ready. Yep.
Yeah, that might be smart, Dave. That might be smart. I heard the crunch wraps are the thing to have, right?
Yeah, I need to try those again. See if we can't improve on them a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also like smoking, but but that's like an all day thing.
Like
so
smoking
like
meats,
like pork butts and briskets and things
smoking
like that.
meats because cigars
Yes.
work and
We do some cigar smoking too, but
other things.
yeah, right. But I don't have mine is like I don't know, they call them stick burners, but I got to keep a wood fire going the whole time. So if you want to have a 12-hour fire, you're pretty much committed for the afternoon. You can't leave.
Oh, the lights. Come on, guys.
Batteries.
Send $5 in the mail for Troy's batteries.
Yeah. Plus I'm down to my last sample. So
or some samples. That's right. We got to save that one for when you're on with Corey though, right?
Yep. I've been holding on to her.
Yeah, that's awesome. Speaking of Corey, I got given a gift. It's right behind me.
Look at that.
Andrew West, if you're watching or when you watch this, he is a gentleman. So this picture behind me was painted live on the Flannel panel a while ago with my buddy Dave to raise some money for a family with cancer locally to us, Dave and myself, and they raised a bunch of money, and Andrew won the auction for the painting. And this was a while ago. So my buddy Dave messaged me. He's like, "Hey, let's go for coffee," and he never wants to go for coffee. So I'm like, "What?" Like, okay, let's. I love hanging out with him, so it's good. And we go have coffee, and it's just like, okay, we have some chit chat, and then I'm like, "What's going on?" And he goes, "Oh, I got something in the van for you." And I was like, "Okay." So I walk over, and he hands me this big box, and he's like, "It's from Andrew West, and he wants you to have it." And I'm like, "What?" And I knew exactly what it was. I'm like, "No, I can't take this." And he's like, "No, Andrew wants you to have it. Just message him." So I get it home, and I'm like messaging Andrew. I'm like, I can't take this, like whatever. He's like, "You've been having a rough go, man." And it's all relative, but you've been having a tough go, and I just really wanted to give you something to make you happy, or whatever the case is. So I pulled it out of the package, unwrapped it, and put it up, and like emotions flooding. It was in the middle of the night with a few bourbons and whatnot, because that's what you do, right? But man, what a cool gift. What a cool gift. First of all, just the painting, but beyond that, the friendship and the community we have. And I got this glass, the podcast, because this is where it stems from. I think, like the Will and the Grease way back 5 years ago when I met Troy online for the first time. And now we do this on Wednesdays. So kind of broke me a little bit and made me super happy. One of my closest friends really is Corey, and he's in Kansas, and he painted that thing, and it's super special. So what a cool experience, and I'm super grateful and super thankful. And I don't know if it'll stay behind me like that, or maybe it'll travel around a little bit, because I think passing it forward like Andrew did might be the way. But it's super cool. And like, I don't know if you get gifts often. I never do. So this, I don't know how to take this. Like, how do you say thank you? Like, it's I don't know, man. It's weird. So
and it's just weird. This group of friends all across the country are North America, really. So
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, I guess you're both Canadian, but you couldn't be farther apart, really. You're
We are further apart than all of you guys,
yeah.
like almost some of you guys combined. Yeah, we're pretty far apart as Canadians, so it's pretty neat. And that guy, like, again, and to go to him, like, his house has been in jeopardy lately.
Oh
Wildfires
yeah.
and whatnot going on. So that guy's going through it too. The world's such a weird place, and what hit me the hardest was, like, he's going through all that, and then I get this as he's going through wildfires and whatnot. And I was like, man, that guy's so selfless to do something like this, and it's really cool. So my challenge, and it was kind of my just the tip, was to be thankful and be grateful, and then be nice and pass it forward. So whatever that looks like. And this group is fantastic. Troy with the whiskey, and Jason Newman, who's more selfless than the Newmans.
Oh, for
Jason
sure.
Jason and Nat, and Ty putting his heart out there and doing stuff, and Corey again with Corey donating his time and effort to paint the thing for somebody else with cancer and whatnot. So just a crazy scenario. So super thankful, super grateful, and grateful for all of this, like this Wednesday night thing. So yeah, that's my little speech in the middle.
It's kind of a weird, yeah. I can't get over. I can't even really express it, but just it's kind of like it was almost like flukish that we all met each other. I don't know. I mean,
And you're the worst person to be emotional with, eh?
yeah.
I said
Oh
A for
yeah.
the Canadians. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I have no feelings.
Troy's like, oh great, we're gonna talk about this. Where's the whiskey talk? But no, it's true. It's pretty. It is, that fluke is key. Like, I think about all of the group that we hang out with and talk with frequently, and even to, like, the Schwartzes that watch us all the time, and all these people that we were able to get to know virtually, or away, and then maybe meet once in a while. It's a pretty solid community. So and Andrew's one goal in life is to have a drink with Dave, which is Dave Kenny, my buddy, the
Yeah.
Brolaws, and, like, it's hilarious. So I now have to facilitate that at some point. Maybe
That's a
at a
lot of
Flannel Fest. Maybe at a Flannel Fest. We'll make sure something happens.
wow. Yeah.
So
How we got to figure that out?
yeah, I know. Just another, couple guys with kids and families that are super busy. But we'll make it happen. It's fun. So, no, it's pretty cool.
Trying to think what else is going on.
I'm drinking this Maverick, and my goodness,
How's it
I
hitting you?
it's fantastic. It's like honey rye. It's like there's like a honey, like, sweet, beautiful, and then that full rye body to it, and really enjoying it. Maybe it's just what it is to me right now, but love that. Perfect proof also. Like 109, I think
Yeah.
108 maybe. The perfect proof in my opinion. So just enough proof, and it's delicious. So
That one was a roller coaster of a pick. We our picks before that, we didn't have to buy a whole barrel or that many bottles. So that one came in as a full barrel.
yeah.
So it was a lot of bottles to account for. And then they messaged us when they bottled it that they got an extra 30. I don't know how many extra bottles, but they needed another $1,000. Is pretty much what the gist of the conversation was. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was but it all turned out good, and we're really
And you guys
happy with them.
offload them pretty quickly
Yeah,
overall.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
So would you do another one?
When we were doing that one, we said we weren't going to do it anymore, but now we think we would. But we would probably go back to bourbon, where you can pick your barrel, and depending on how many people you have involved, you can tell them how many bottles you want.
With the bourbon you can do that?
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
rye you couldn't?
No, the rye you got to take the whole barrel.
Got you. Oh, so the bourbon you could split it up as you wish?
Yeah, our first pick of bourbon, we only bought 60 bottles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can do like a quarter barrel or half a
Oh,
barrel.
cool. That's probably a safer bet for you guys.
Yeah,
Just in case. Yeah.
it was funny because we were doing one of the picks. Dave tells a story. I can't remember what pick we were on, but the group in front of us, they were saying something about their members, and they said, we have 2,000 members. And Dave says, well, we have 3. And the lady says, you have 3,000 members? He said, no, we have 3 guys.
Yeah. But we really like bourbon.
Yeah.
2,000 members. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I imagine like some of those clubs like St. Louis and them probably have pushing
Sure.
that, you know.
Yeah, but then not everybody's active in it, right? So
No, probably not, but
yeah,
big audience to buy bottles though.
for sure. Yeah, yeah. And you guys did too. With just 3 members, you sold a lot or
Yeah,
offloaded a lot, however you want to say that.
it helps having all
Uh,
you bourbon friends.
yeah, this like I love and I think what I like the most about it and the special bottles I have put away are you picks. Like I have one of your picks I have both your picks put away. I haven't opened
Oh,
the bourbon that I got from you a while ago. It's still sealed because
oh, okay.
that's like I'm gonna save that for a special pour. You know, like that's more special to me than BTAC.
Oh
Like,
wow.
I don't care about BTAC too much. I care about my friends having fun and the story behind it. And Ty has a Peach Street Distillery. I'm not sure. Do you remember that one?
Yeah,
It's
I didn't try
it's
that one,
it's not great.
but
It's I love Thai, but it's tough, but it's one of my favorite bottles. I killed one of them and then I have a backup and it's not open as well because that's special to me. Thai has picked what 4 barrels. Like
yeah, he
that's
can.
one of his only barrels and I love it. So um I have a hard time opening those ones. I just opened the podcast bed pour a while ago on here on the Flannel panel, and that was one that's like, man, this was a super special pour to open, and I find those being the super special bottles to me. So uh, the rest of them I don't care about so much, but when it's friends involved, it
Yeah.
makes it a lot more special. So yeah, this one's great though. I love it.
Well, thank you.
Well, what do you think? Yeah, any just the tips this week, or did you
Well,
prep for any?
I have one. Um, it's I don't think it's gonna be anything you've ever heard of though. So
Oh, let's see.
when we were on our trip, we always stop at a restaurant called Chewy's, and I don't suppose you're familiar with Chewy's. I was hoping some of the other guys would be on. 'Cause I don't know if they're in Utah. I think it's kind of like a Tex-Mex restaurant based out in
Okay,
Austin,
gotcha.
and we don't have many where around here, but in Columbus and Cincinnati area, and even down in Newport or wherever.
Covington.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so whenever we go on that trip or make a trip to Kentucky, we stop there and eat, and it's just good Mexican food. But Patty and I discovered a couple trips ago their Tres Leches cake. I don't know if you're familiar with that,
Okay.
but that is delicious. And
Which is what? What's Trace? What does it stand for?
well, I think it's like 3 milks. So I think it's kind
That's
of what
right.
it.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right.
So it's kind of like a big piece of vanilla ice cake, but it's almost like soaked in cream and
Condensed milk and all that stuff.
yeah. And
Yeah. Okay.
I never had one before, but we got that for dessert. And then this last trip, I tried to recommend to the group, and no one got it. Patty and I split a piece, so we sent it around the table. And I think from now on, everybody's
Oh,
gonna.
cool.
So I didn't figure that you had been to a Chewy's, but I thought
No, but I
maybe they're in
love
Kansas. I don't know, or
you know
Colorado.
what? Maybe I'll have to make a road trip down because I love Mexican.
Oh,
It's
for
my
sure.
it's my favorite, one of my favorite things. So the Tres Leches, I can't even say that
Yeah,
cake.
maybe you're saying it better than I am. I don't know,
No, I'm
but
ruining it. But
yeah,
from Chewy's. All right. So that's a goal to have that with you guys.
sweet.
I recently went to a food truck frenzy. Do you have that? Do you know what that is? Food truck
Hmm.
frenzies? I'm sure you
So
could
you have a big congregation of food trucks.
yeah, pretty much. Like usually at a community center or something like that, and they get all
Yeah.
the food trucks lined up and you go. So similar to your train experience, I go in with the worst expectations because I always pick the one with a little line that's got, whatever there, and it's terrible food. And we're usually there like 2 days after it opens, so all the good food's gone. Well, my wife's like, nope, this time we're going like first thing in the morning. My buddy and we go with another family usually, and my buddy and I are like, let's just go to a restaurant. We know what we're gonna get. Like, we could go sit down. It's not in the sun. Let's just go do this. So we went to this food truck frenzy, and both of us were kind of just like, forget it. We're just buying everything. Like, we'll just get
Oh,
everything till we find something good. So my wife's like, the girls want tacos. We're gonna get those. Great. And then we walked around, and I found this one truck, and it was the only truck first thing that had opened with people like waiting in line for. So I'm like,
oh,
this has to be a sign. You
Yep.
know, like it has to be a sign that that these guys are the good guys. So this was a General Tao chicken, like breaded chicken sandwich. Like
Oh,
it was delicious. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna get this. Wait in line, get the chicken, and I thought I was gonna like the tacos more because tacos are pretty safe, you know, at a food truck. It's a fairly easy thing. The
yeah.
tacos are boring as anything. This General Tao chicken sandwich blew my socks off. I would wait in line for that thing all day. So if you go to the food truck frenzies, make sure you pick the longest line or the thing that has the
Yeah.
most sold out and go to that truck, because if they have stuff after 2 days, it's garbage. But yeah,
Follow the lines, I guess, is the key.
exactly, yeah. So then my daughter spent like $8 on a icy, you know, ices, remember those
Yeah.
like snow cone kind of
Yep.
ish things. It's like, oh, I want that, dad. I was like, okay, what size do you want? I let her pick the medium size. Then I was like, I had a $5 bill out, and they're like, that's $8. I'm like, what? $8 for ice? Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
It's
Like,
all you coming.
my goodness. Yeah. But that was fun. So General
Here
Tao
on
chicken sandwich.
Here in
Delicious.
town, we have what they call Food Truck Friday on the square. They
Okay.
usually not real big, 3 or 4 trucks come in. There's like a variety or like a rotation.
Yeah.
There's usually some sort of barbecue and a couple other things, but it's usually pretty good. But it's like my sister in law was just saying, we go up there, spend $80, we're still hungry. So it just
Yeah.
depends on what you got to find the right trucks, I
And
guess.
that's what this truck was. The sandwich had 2 chicken breasts like on it. So it was a huge sandwich
Oh
for
gosh,
$13. Like it was the best deal and the best sandwich. And I was shocked that we found it. So I left similar to your train experience, overjoyed with what I ate and
yeah.
happy. So that was good.
And how
I'm
often does that happen? So that's good.
Yeah, not often at those food truck things because man, I'm not a huge fan of them. But like if I was going to a specific food truck knowing it was good, that's one thing. But with all the lineup of them, forget that. So yeah. So my just the tip is find good friends and hang out with them and pick the right food truck. All right. So next week we might have Jason back, maybe. If Jason you're watching, we'll check in with you and
I bet.
Corey might be around. Ty might be taking a break for the summer. I think I saw that earlier today. He's got some
Sounds like
stuff going on.
yeah,
He's
he's
got
tied
some
up.
busy. He's got a goal. Do you know what his goal is?
No,
I think it was
something.
break 80. Was it break
Oh,
80
wow.
or break par? It was either break 80 or break par in golf.
Well, break par is pretty big.
Scratch, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think he needs to really practice, and I think he might be taking advantage of that. So that's his yearly goal. And man, scratch golf is not something to mess around with.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Nor I don't know how much fun it is at that point. If you have to work to get to scratch, are you having fun or are you going to
Yeah.
work?
I think in my prime, you get to like where you're low, like mid 80s, but once in a while, maybe you get a 79 one time. And you think
Sure.
but that happened like once in a lifetime or something. But yeah.
Yeah, my best is 90.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
I'm a goofer. I'm a goofball though. Like I could easily save strokes, but I'm like, let me try this Phil Mickelson flop, and I try and I scull it like 150 yards the other way.
Yeah.
So I just have fun and goof around too much. So, but maybe as the kids get older, I'll get into golf a little more. I think I will.
Be
But
easier. Yeah.
yeah, you know,
Or
we'll
get
see.
them golfing. That's a nice thing.
You know, my oldest is long and lean, and if you watch the LPGA tour at all, Nelly Corda, I'm
Mhm.
not sure if you know that name, like beautiful swing, just like pure, easy. I'm like, Ainsley, watch her. She's like
Yeah.
you. Watch her.
I
Yeah.
always
So,
say those
uh,
women golfers have the best looking swings. They
oh man, yeah.
think they're more fluid or something.
I think they're not trying to hit it as far.
Yeah.
I think it's they just need to have accuracy and they just or whatever it is, but some of them just have really natural swings. It's fun. So yeah. Well, on that note, we made it 45 minutes. So if you're
It's a,
watching, thank you. If you're watching later, throw a like, throw a subscribe on there.
yeah.
Send Troy batteries and samples in the mail.
Yeah. Booze and double A batteries. That's all we
Booze
need.
and AA batteries.
No. Mostly booze.
Mostly booze.
No,
So
I'm pretty well covered.
are you? You
We
look
we
like
can
it. You
drink
got a
we
good
can
wall
drink in the
behind you.
dark. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, everyone, until next week, Troy,
Stay buttoned up.
Stay buttoned up. Cheers, everyone. And there.